Hey all, it's Matt from Style Factory here, the go-to site for advice on creating an online business. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a logo on Canva. Let's get straight to it. Step 1. Set up your brand kit. Before you start creating your logo, it's a good idea to make sure that any typefaces you need for it are available in Canva and that you can access any brand identity colors easily. To do this, you need to set up a brand kit. One thing to watch out for here is that to create a brand kit, you'll need to be using the premium version of Canva. If you haven't signed up to Canva Pro, for a limited time you can access an extended 45-day trial of it. You'll find a link to this trial in the video description. Okay, so to access brand kits in Canva, just log in and click the Brand Kit option on the left. Once you've accessed the Brand Kit section, click the Add Brand Kit option at the top right-hand corner of the screen to start creating your kit. You'll be prompted to give your brand kit a name, and after doing that, you'll be able to start defining brand colors and typefaces. Add any brand colors that you need by clicking on the plus symbol in the Brand Colors section. Then, add any brand fonts using the Upload a Font button provided. You'll now be able to use these colors and fonts easily when creating your logo. Step 2. Open the Canva Logo Maker. To start creating your logo, you need to click the Create a Design button at the top right-hand corner of the Canva interface. Then, click the Logo option. This will bring you to a screen where you can access logo templates on the left and edit designs on the right. Step 3. Pick a logo template. The next thing you need to do is pick a logo template as the starting point for your design. The best way to do this is to use Canva's search function, which you'll find on the left-hand side of the screen. For example, if I was designing a logo for a coffee shop, I might enter the word coffee cup into the search box. This will then return a series of templates. You can browse these and pick the one you'd like to use as the starting point for your logo. Step 4. Edit your logo. Once you've selected a logo template, the design will appear in the right-hand side of the Canva design interface. Now it's time to turn this template into your own custom logo. But just before I get into that, it'd be great if you could take a moment to subscribe to our channel and hit the notifications bell. This will give you easy access to all our business tips going forward. Okay, so to turn a Canva template into a custom logo, there are 4 things you'll usually want to change: your logo's text, typefaces, colors, and graphics. Changing your logo's text is very easy. You can either edit existing copy on the logo or add entirely new text. To edit existing text, just click on the words you'd like to change. Then, replace this copy with your preferred text. To add entirely new text, click the Text option on the left-hand side of the screen. From there, you can either choose to add text in your own brand fonts or using the font combinations provided. Either way, your new text will appear on the design. You can then drag it into position and overwrite it with your own text. Once you've added or edited your logo's text, you can, if you like, change its typeface. First, highlight the relevant text on your design. Then, click the Font drop-down menu at the top of the Canva interface. You'll then see a large list of typefaces that you can use in your design. This will include the brand fonts you uploaded when creating your brand kit. Simply click on your preferred typeface to apply it to your text. If you like, you can also apply effects to your chosen text and its typeface. To do this, highlight the relevant text and click the Effects button in the menu bar at the top of the screen. You'll then see a range of effects that you can add to your text. Pick one that appeals and change its settings to suit your requirements. Once you're happy with the text and typefaces on your logo, it's time to adjust colors. To change the colors of a logo graphic, you simply click on it. At the top left-hand corner of the Canva interface, you'll then see the colors this element contains. Just click on the relevant color and change it to meet your requirements. You can choose to apply document colors, your brand's color palette, or one of the default Canva colors to your element. If you need more choice here, you can enter color names or hex codes into the search box provided. Once you've chosen your color, it will be applied to the relevant part of the graphic in Canva. If you need to change the color of your text, just click on the relevant words and use the color option in the text formatting bar provided to select a new color for them. At this point, you might feel like experimenting with the main graphic element of your logo. To do this, just click on the relevant item and press the backspace key. Then, click on the Element section on the left-hand side of the Canva interface. You can now search for a new element to add. Note that you can choose between different media formats: photos, graphics, videos, and audio. For static logos, the choice essentially boils down to using photos or graphics. We generally recommend using graphics as they tend to look better and are easier to manipulate than photos. Simply pick a new element that you're happy with and drag it into position on your logo. Once it's there, you can resize it, reposition it, or change its color until you are happy with how it looks in context. If you make any mistakes during this process or wish to revert to an earlier or later version of your design, you can use the undo and redo buttons at the top left corner of the screen to do so. Step 5. Export your logo. Once you're satisfied with your logo design, it's time to export it to a format that suits your needs. To do this, simply go to the top right-hand corner of the screen and click the Share button. This will give you access to a wide range of ways to share or export your content. When it comes to logos, it's probably fair to say that most Canva users need to download their design so that they can add it to a website or insert it into a document. To do this, just click the Download option, after which you can choose from a variety of export file types. Which one is best for you will depend on what you want to do with your logo, but as a rule of thumb, PNGs and SVGs provide the highest quality for digital use, and PDF print is the best option for print. It depends on the context, however, so consult a designer or printer if you are unsure which one is best for your project. And that's it! We hope you've enjoyed our guide to making a logo with Canva. To make sure you get all our latest tips on running an online business, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notifications bell. This will give you easy access to all our other business tips and resources. If you'd like to try Canva out, you can access an extended 45-day free trial of Canva Pro using the link we've put in the video description. Please note that this may be available for a limited period only. And finally, if you have any queries about designing a logo using Canva, do leave them in the comment section. We read them all and will do our best to help.